There's a prairie dog climbed up in the branches of those, whatever they are, perennials or whatever. It's climbed up in them. Oh, there's two. Wild. They're eating the seeds. That's wild. This stuff is pretty interesting. It's not much to look at, but I see all kinds of animals feeding off of it. We just saw the chipmunks. I've seen antelope, pronghorn antelope eating this stuff. I've also seen quails. So yeah, this is a key component here. Hello! Welcome to another video. Just when you think that Mother Nature has dropped all the color bombs for the year, all of a sudden you get these bad boys. These things are really good looking. I'm so stoked, and there's a bunch. And I just see these way these are here clumped. Let me explain something. Those clumps I don't think are beneficial as when you get it more kind of dispersed. I'm looking for an example now. And there's like more variety all tangled in together, which, that's not the greatest example, but there is examples around here. But look at all these flowers. There's so many. And purple seems to be, because there's so many purple flowers. There's like 3 or 4 different purple flowers total. There's these. There's another one still purple that's still blooming as well. This one almost looks white. It's like a lighter purple. These things just come up and bloom so fast, it's like you don't even know they're there. They just wham overnight. The pollinators this year have been ridiculously few and far between. Just right over here, a couple years ago, there was thousands and thousands of ground bees that just were here. It was crazy. And then the honeybees, there would always be a decent amount. Like, here's one right now, one honeybee. And I've seen 2 at a time, and I have seen honeybees. So there are pollinators, but the amounts are so low. It's wild. But what I have seen this year is I've actually seen a couple bees that I've never seen before. I saw a bee with like a long unicorn nose or something. And I think it was just maybe like it grew up with this one kind of flower that comes up relatively early that has these little bell flowers on it, right? And that's what it was in. But I only saw one. And then I've seen a couple what look like bumblebees, but they're yellow. Okay, so there is diversity, but there's just not a lot of honeybees, which is what I think there used to be, a lot of honeybees. Now there's hardly any, but there is still bees. But overall, drastically lower than normal. I mean, it's depressingly lower than normal. In the big scheme of things, this would be a little more evened out, a little more even distribution. Like right now, because of the way that, like for instance, there's a place over there where I had a pile, and that pile did something to the ground that made it where the grass didn't want to grow there. And a lot of this is perennial, annual, I don't know what this stuff is specifically, but having it mixed a little better with grasses is the goal. Now, what I really want to be able to do right now, see, this stuff like this just makes me always go, what the heck's going on? And I think it's because it rained here and there's nothing growing there. So that's using the water from there. Now that's how that's green, where everything else around it is brown. So in an ideal world, I would be able to go from in the fall. Last fall in particular was kind of hard because it went from 80 degrees to snowing in like 4 days. So what I need is a regular fall where I can mow this. And this is what I'm calling, like, this has reached critical mass now. Like, all the seeds that are produced out here, they'll more or less just fall right where they go. There's not a lot of clear ground for them to blow around and blow away and catch momentum and get sucked up by the air. And this will even be better if I can mow it. So once this all gets nice and wet in the fall, or I'd do it in the summer if it got wet in the summer and I had a mower. It just needs to be wet, good wet too, not just a little rain. So once it's all good and saturated, coming in here and mowing this with a good mower that'll turn this into mulch, that's gonna kick stuff off just like crazy. I mean, all these seeds will just start. So where you still see a little bit of vacancy in the ground, that's not going to be the case. And what's fascinating, well, a lot of stuff's fascinating, but is the grass types. What they're, like, I can tell the grasses that they probably sell as like drought grass, right? It's probably like this stuff that's already out and didn't really grow much at all. But when you get the actual grass, like whatever this kind of grass that has some substance to it, that stuff seems to be doing way better, right? And see more purple flowers. These things are amazing. They just keep going. So, yeah, there's definitely an argument for not focusing on drought grass. All the grasses are doing good out here. And specifically the one new one that I found this year is rice grass. And that one is going to be a big one. I've been sowing the seeds all over here and this is what I do at this time of year. I'm out here looking for invasive species, and I'm also looking for rare stuff that I don't have much of, and I'm grabbing the seeds and I'm putting it. See, the wind generally comes this way, right? So if I plant stuff in a certain way, like this way, then when it grows up, it'll seed and I'll get a better spread than if I was to just seed like the backside or something. Then I won't get hardly anything because the wind mostly blows this way. And I can literally see where plants just go, season to season to season, just migrate, which it's southeast. They migrate. So, yeah, and you can definitely see a difference. There's a massive difference between this acre and the rest of these acres. The rest of the acres haven't really seen as much work as this acre did. And the difference in the stuff that's coming in is quite noticeable. There's a lot more perennials and annuals over there. There's a lot more, there's more like flowers and stuff over here, but there's some other flowers that are here that I think come from over there that didn't get touched at all. So it's an interesting mix, that's for sure. This is July 15th or 16th. And we haven't had rain for, oh boy, it's been a while. We did have freezing weather on the 21st of June, which sucked a bunch of moisture down into the ground, which is kind of good for the plants. So, We have a coyote out here. I think these people got rid of or taken their animals to their new property. I haven't seen donkeys out there, but I'm seeing a coyote that's coming and going, which I'm fine with that because I have way too many prairie dogs and way too many rabbits. I am coyotes. I mean, yeah, I'm totally okay with a coyote. I don't have a cat anymore. But you definitely don't want to have cats outside here without a fence that no other animals can get through. That's just the way it has to be. All right, well, I just wanted to show off the season here is coming to an end, but we're still getting these little purple flowers. And the yarrow's still good. Oh, and I see some trash. I just got a delivery of some stuff and a dust devil hit it, and I had a giant pile of the packaging and it went everywhere. Yay me. All right, you should subscribe to see more grass videos. Like and subscribe, peace.
Thank you for watching my video.